Okay, let's go ahead and try to get started here. Welcome. Hope everybody's having a good night today. What a day for the Microsoft fans. 40th anniversary edition, of course, released this morning, 8 a.m. Pacific time. I'm not going to say sharp, but it was pretty close to it. Actually, my download was pretty smooth. I didn't have any problems. It took me just a couple of tries to get Xbox app to pick up that there was an update. Once it did, boom, it downloaded pretty quickly, and I was very happy. I don't know if they beefed up their servers for this, put more resources into this, but I didn't think there was that many issues with how things went. So what am I going to do today, or what am I going to do tonight, rather, is I'm going to work on this DC-3. It is a little bit more complicated than I'm used to. I've been through it a couple times. I am certainly not a pro at this, but I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm going to use the checklist. I may skip a few steps, but I'm going to try to, just kind of see how it goes. I have mapped a few buttons to make it a little bit easier. We'll see how that goes. I'm actually a little bit embarrassed. My plan tonight had been to do helicopters. They've added a couple of helicopters. Of course, they added the flight physics for that, and so I thought this would be a good opportunity to try some helicopter stuff, except that it turns out I can't fly helicopters. Holy crap. Every time I've tried to fly, I've crashed. Like bad crash within seconds. So I'm not sure what's going on, because I've watched quite a few videos today of people doing pretty well, and then they'll say something like, "Oh, I'm not really a helicopter guy. This seems pretty easy." And I'm over here and I'm dying. So I thought the DC-3 would be something kind of cool. So what I'm going to do is I am going to switch over to the sim, and it's going to be sort of a cold dark setup, but we'll see how it goes. Let me kind of open up the checklist here, and we'll I'm not going to go through each and every step. If I miss a step and it causes a problem, I guess it's going to be a bad thing. But we'll start right here. So first of all, set aircraft security, hit the little eye thing, and what that's going to do is take me over to this switch. And I like the way it does the arrow, and then it highlights. So that's done. I can tick that off. Battery switch is off, and I actually have that mapped. Flight controls free and correct. I've already looked at that. Ground power switch on. So I'm assuming that this is a shore power thing, and it is off. Now it is on, so that's what we want. And fuel gauges. But before I do the fuel gauges, I am going to get some lights going here. And let's see. Cockpit light. Let's see how that looks. And yeah, that's much better. So now we can kind of see better about what's going on. So we've got the lights on. Where are we on the checklist here? Cowl flaps. So the cowl flaps are over here to the right. And so basically 1, 2, 1, 2. So there's a left and a right. So now those are open. And we can tick that off. The pitot heat, pretty sure, is already off. Yep, both off. Parking brake set. And I have a button for that too. And you can kind of see when you pull it. There we go. That's on. Sorry about that. Fuel selectors. Okay, these are kind of squirrely to get to. You have to move this lever out of the way. Left main tank, right main tank. Propeller controls. These guys need to be full up. Mixture needs to be full up. Throttle needs to be cracked. And we already checked the pitot heaters. They are off. So now this is where it gets kind of weird. And I seem to mess this up quite a bit. So let's see what happens here. So fuel booster pumps on. So that's over here to the right. And you do it right then left. So I'm going to turn on the right pump. And then master ignition. Let's see. So that is in. And I believe in is good. Yep, in is good. Now we need to do the magnetos. And I actually have that to the Bravo. I'm sorry, the Alpha. And starter right engine mesh. So here's where hopefully I'm not screwing this up. Okay. So all right. Let me see if I got that turned on. Yep. So now what I need to do is turn the battery switch on. And ground power off. And I'm going to go ahead and turn that compass light on. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but for the left side. So now I'm going to turn that on. Turn the mesh on. Left primer. I believe we have both engines going. Let me do an outside view. Add a little throttle. Sounds like it's doing just fine. This is the part where you would go through and check all your gauges and everything, and so I'm going to do that. And what I'm going to do now is show you guys. This is the air manager screen for a Baron 58, and it actually seems to be working almost perfectly with this DC-3. I didn't change anything. I just did it. I don't know if the annunciator part is working, but all the other gauges really mostly seem to be working. And so I'm just going to check my magnetos here real quick. And that seems to be working. That's good enough. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and try to taxi to the runway. All right. There's a lot of people out here tonight. There are a ton of people. So I don't even know if I'm going to be on the right runway or not, but let's go ahead and see. What happens. Took off the brake. And it is definitely dark. I'll just taxi down this way and kind of see how we do here. So I was flying this earlier today, and this thing takes off really, really quickly. It seems like it's a little too quick. It comes off the ground super fast, and then it's, you know, pretty responsive. The trim wheel is very slow. All right. Let's see how I do here. It is very, very dark. Oh, overshot the runway, actually. There we go. Oops. Okay. Go ahead and add my throttle. And I'm off the ground. Isn't that crazy? Gear up. Now, I guess what I probably should have done is learned all my V-speeds, but I did not do that. So we'll see how this goes. This was actually a lot of fun learning this today. Like I said, I practiced probably 3 or 4 times. It's actually the first time I've used the checklist in Microsoft. I put a good 2 or 3 hours in on just various things today. I really didn't get any hiccups or any bugs other than my ridiculous inability to fly a helicopter, at least the Microsoft helicopters. So this thing is rickety, huh? I'll pull back a little bit. A lot of steam here. So a couple things I did notice when trying to fly the helicopters today. I flew the Bell 47, not the 407, the 47, which is of course not the Microsoft it doesn't use the Microsoft flight dynamics. They use their own dynamics. My understanding is from Sergio from Helisimmer that they, using the WASM, they're able to inject their own flight dynamics in there. And so I was flying that. I did just fine. I even put it on hard, and I still did fine, but unable to fly the regular helicopters. But what I learned was, if you are in a helicopter that's not a Microsoft native helicopter, if you will, then you can't land, or at least you can't spawn at a heliport. I thought that was kind of lame, because I would have liked to have done that. So I'm going to bring it back around and kind of head a little bit east. Not even really sure where I'm going to go. I am going to go ahead though. Give myself max fuel. Whoop, can't do that much fuel. So this is New York. Looks great. I don't remember if I added any of the light enhancements to New York, but my performance right now seems pretty good. I'm not getting any stutters, at least not that I can see. I don't know if anything streaming wise if that's different from what you guys are seeing. But yeah, that's just gorgeous. A lot of good detail on this. I think Asobo partnered with somebody on this. I think that they, I don't think this is just straight Microsoft, but who knows. Got ForeFlight running over here, and I have the nav, the VFR map up. I'm used to flying airplanes where I can see more, but I wanted to really get a feel for what this cockpit was like. This kind of makes me wonder. This is my first time of any length of time in a larger airplane. Try to trim this out a little bit. It's definitely nose heavy. So the trim on this is slow. Now that may be very realistic. I have no idea. I can just remember when they first distributed this software, I could not fly over New York like this. No way. It would not, I've got it basically set on ultra. I think I backed down on one or two little things, but honestly, I'm running mostly ultra with the DX12 beta parameter going. I'm not running the DLSS, I don't believe. I can double check that in a bit, but I don't think I am. It's cool. You can hear, I don't know if it's coming through or not. I'll turn it up a little bit. But you can hear stuff rattling in the back. And that's awesome. I actually got to, there's one of these airplanes at a local air museum. And if you look on my channel, I did an interview with a young man that absolutely knocked it out of the park. He knew all about it. It was great. We've got LaGuardia to the right. Not that reverse. LaGuardia over to the off the right wing there. Pretty cool plane. Let's see what we're near that we can go to. I haven't even looked to see if this has any kind of like autopilot or anything like that. I doubt it. Or if it does, I'm not over there. It's got some avionics up here. But if it does, I'm not seeing it. Again, I am really kind of pulling pretty hard on this. hope you guys are having a good time with your download, and hopefully your update went smoothly. Mine was pretty smooth. It no hiccups. In fact, I've got this installed on 2 machines, and both went well. Just you can't upgrade both or update both at the same time. It doesn't let you log into 2 different machines at the same time with the same account. Hook it around a little bit. Oh, look at that reflection. It's so amazing. Just amazing. I don't want to change the time of day because then I think you lose your live connection on that, so I'm going to leave it kind of dark. And what I may do also is I may try to land it, and then maybe go to mids. It's hard to trim. Very slow. It's very slow to react. I love that reflection. It's just amazing. What is this right here? How long is it? I just turned the pedestal light off just so it's more of this red light. Quite squared up. I will say it definitely makes a big difference having Air Manager on this. It is very hard to keep track of all of that. I could pull way back, but then it's still really hard to read. And this is a little more helpful, but then you can't see where you're going. Let's see where that airport is. Where am I flying over? I'm real high though. I'm 10,000 feet almost. And go ahead and try to descend. So as I'm doing this, I'm kind of tweaking my views, and I use my right keypad. You can see this. That's how I control my views. That's outside. This is what I see. This is what I'm using. Again, it's the Baron 58. And it's, near as I can tell, it's pretty much mostly working. Maybe the fuel gauges aren't accurate, but the oil stuff seems to be working. RPM seems to be working. Attitude indicator, the HSI. Airspeed indicator, all of that seems to be working pretty well. I may actually try to put it down to that air strip over there. What is that? Is that where I took off? That's the Bardia again. Yeah, let me try to land it and see what happens. I've only landed it a couple times. Back up on the throttle a little bit. Try to lose some altitude. Drop some airspeed. But again, very, very I'm liking this plane. This is not what I normally fly at all. 90% of my flying is, 80% has been the Cessna, and up until today, 20% in helicopters. But now I gotta figure out. And everybody's like, you just gotta use the light touch. You just gotta use the light touch. I'm literally just like, boop, and it's still too heavy. I'm literally like, just like, here's the helicopter. As soon as I'm off the ground, it falls over to the side. I mean, literally, within 3 to 4 seconds. And I thought it was maybe my controller. I tried different controllers. It's me. It is definitely me. Safety rules and altitude. Oop, that's not good. Does not like when the throttle is pulled back too far. Really high. All right, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna lose some altitude. I don't know if you can, what you're allowed to do in these big planes, but I'm going to try to slip. Hard pedal. Hard right pedal with left yoke. See if I can't drop some altitude really quickly. If I don't get it, I can go around. Yeah, I don't know any of my V speeds. I don't know any of my flap speeds. And actually, I don't even know where my flaps are in terms of. Oh, there we go. I see. there. Let's see what happens. Let's put in a little bit of flat. See what happens when you don't pay attention. Can I drop 4,000 feet? If not, I can go back over to that other airport, which may be the best thing to do anyway. This is because I'm well, I'll just end up buzzing the airport, you know. Put the throttle too low, it fusses at you, that's for sure. Set off to my left. JFK, that's where I took off from. I guess I could just go back. And then maybe take this over to MiGs and do another cold start. Is that where the party is? Watching the DC-3 buzz over your house. Lots of traffic. It's nice. And it doesn't seem to be, like I said, I'm not getting, I can't say zero stutters, but I mean, it is like just a few. I'm in love with this plane. Holy crap, I'm in love with this plane. This thing is awesome. So I'm going to try to intercept this runway. And look it down. And I'm assuming I'm going way too fast for my flaps. And this is a tail dragger. And I think when I first got Microsoft Flight Simulator, I bought a biplane try it out. It was all right. Here's the runway. Man, I wish they had. I know I can do that soon, but I wish we just had some other means of communication. Gears down, it's not lighting up. I'm gonna make this one work. Never had to do that. Oh, that's just great. Sure what I'm supposed to do now that I'm on the ground with a tail dragger, especially a big one like this. All over the place. That wasn't too bad. Except for that plane that just, that fighter jet that just took off from my head. Guy there. That a spruce goose? I guess I can get off the runway here. I love this plane for sure. And I do think what I'm going to do is take this over to Biggs Field, do another cold start, and see how it goes a little more smoothly. It's all green like this, it's still kind of hard to see. Billy got his airplane right in front of this is what I'm going to do now. I am going to take this over to Chicago. Let's see how long it takes for this thing to load. It's an awfully short runway. There's a lot of planes over there, though. Let's go over to O'Hare. And we'll just do right there. And see how this goes. So far, so good. You know, of course, I would not try to, I would go around. I wouldn't come in so steep like that. But really liking this plane, really liking the smoothness of the simulator. I wish I knew more about how these planes are supposed to react. I can't really give you any kind of intelligent answer on, does it, you know, what's the flight physics like? And ironically, with everything that came out today, I did not fly a 172. I really spent the whole day trying to fly that damn helicopter. But and then the DC-3. So still gonna stick with the DC-3 tonight. I'm really liking it. Here we go. All right, here we are again. I just want to see what I'm doing for weather. Clear skies, but real time. I'll keep the VFR map out of the way, and we'll go through this kind of a cold start again and kind of see. But first thing I'll do is hit the before starting engine. So set security. I'm not sure what this, I need to look this up and see what this does. Aircraft secure. Battery switch is off, but the ground power needs to be on. So let's go to ground power. It is now on. Of course, now I don't have my light. There it is. And I'm going to turn on some of these other lights. And then there, I believe there's a cockpit light up here. There we go. So now I've got some lights. Fuel gauges. I didn't do that the last time. Let me guys show you where the fuel gauges are. So what you have to do is you have to come over here, and then it's got 4 tanks. It's got a left-right main and a left-right auxiliary. And then you just flip this switch, and it will show you which tank has what. So that's left main, and then this is the right main. So we're good on the fuel. And let's see, cowl flaps. So over here, and basically what you have to do is click twice. I'm assuming that when this is running, you can see where it says open. So I believe that's open. The pitot lights, pitot heat is off. I'm pretty sure the parking brake is set. I had that actually bound to a switch. Fuel selector. So here we go to the fuel selector, and again, you have to kind of move this guy out of the way. Left main tank, right main tank, and then I bring that supercharger. I haven't looked into what that does yet. I'm assuming it supercharges the engine. So forced induction. So I'm not sure when or what would make you use that or not. Propeller controls. So from right here, we're already at the right view. So I'm just going to check. There's my mixture. There's my props. And And then, so those are both, all of those are supposed to be, these guys are all supposed to be forward, full forward. And then it says crack the throttle, so I'll just do that. And I already know those are off. So now it's the starting the engine part. So this, where it doesn't always seem to work for me, but let's see what happens. Fuel pump on. So you do this, what you do is you go through this procedure for the right, and then you go through the procedure for the left. So the first thing you've got to do is fuel booster pump. So that's on. Master ignition. That's on. And I actually have that keyed to a switch as well, so that's on. Now you have to do the magnetos. That actually is keyed to the honeycomb alpha. Both. And now you do the starter for the right engine, and then you hit this mesh switch. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go down and down. And then I come over here and I hit this primer switch. And I hear it starting. And I just gave it a little fuel, and so it's reacting. So normally what I would do is I would just look. And you can see that it's running. So then I'll do the same thing for the other side. Now it's going to be the now it's the booster for the left. Master ignition's already on. So now I'm going to come up here and go 1, 2, down on the mesh. Left primer. And I can hear the left one working now. We can go out and look at it. They're both working. That's pretty good. So those are all on. Oh, I forgot to do ground power. So what you do is you come over here. Oh, I did it. You turn the battery on. Ground power off. And now you're essentially good to go. I can turn off my headlamp and reset my position. What I like to do is I will turn off this pedestal light. So now it's all mostly just red light in here. So that actually went pretty smoothly. I need to put an indicator for the flaps. They're over here to the left. You can see them. Well, you can't see them because my picture's in front of them. But they're basically the picture of me, hello, right here. It's behind on the dash. It's behind. So I need to add that through Air Manager, which is actually pretty easy to do. I just don't know if there's one that's going to be keyed up for a DC-3. So let me go and look on the map here. What I'm going to do is take 09 Charlie out of here, and that basically puts me due east, head toward the lake, and then we'll cut over. So, parking brake off, and I am not sure. I guess I need to turn around. There we go. There's promises I'm going to stay on the taxiway. Not doing it. That little blue indicator was meaning that I was trying to point to something for the checklist. Use those yet. Oh, that's much better. Yeah, it looks like somebody's coming in. Thing comes off the ground so fast. I don't know if you saw this earlier. Just tuned in. So I'm already up. I'll be off the ground in just moments. I'm off the ground? That can't be how it really is. Look at that moon. Oh my gosh. It's awesome. Alright, gear up. I do have it set for clear skies, so I'm not sure what the actual weather in Chicago is right now. But so it's live traffic. I'll back up a little bit. I can do my light. And that's the pedestal light. Chicago, I know for a fact that I bought some of the enhanced lighting for Chicago. So if Chicago looks like it's a rave, that's what's going on with that. I've been here for a while and it doesn't look like that. I like how the is kind of giving this device to kind of act like a shock mount, and it's bouncing around. It's really cool. Alright, yeah, we'll head over to the city and we'll go check out MIGs. Of course, I'm looking for a fourth light. Like it's going to be here. VFR map, please. Must mean a jet is flying by me. So I definitely don't have all my views programmed on this yet for my keypad, which would make life a lot easier for sure. Destination, I'm just flying over Chicago. I thought about maybe taking off and trying to land at Miggs. There was supposed to be a fly-in, I think, for the 40th. I don't remember what time it was for. Lots of people out there, that's for sure. I'll have to do this on a bat sim flight. Man, this plane flies extremely well. There it is. I have to look at the map. I don't know exactly where Biggs is. I'm assuming this is it. Yep. That's beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, like I said, Chicago doesn't really look quite so multicoloral. Wave lights, blue stick, but I think it's cool. Oh, there was a stutter. And there's Miggs. Get a little bit lower. I'll fly a little bit south. All of a sudden, pop the hatch or something. back around. I'm going to get low. I bet I broke something. For all I know, this thing has real damage on it now. Is that Miggs? Looks like it, doesn't it? I'll come in low and see what I can do, but I'm like 200 knots. I'm not going to be able to land this, I don't think. Flights like sink rate, sink rate, sink rate. Yeah, look how short this is. I could take off from here, but I could not land from here. And there's somebody in front of me too. Yep. And I'm referring to the plane more than the city, but the city's pretty too. I do love Chicago. In a former lifetime, I was a paramedic there. I actually went to the Chicago Fire Academy. Pretty cool. Well, it would be a good place to go. That's maybe like a daytime spot, but something with some cool features. Try another landing. I'm going to try to land at Midway. Actually, I am right on. Whoa! And I just had a failure. Oh well. I must have this set for, let's see, assistance. Failure and damage. Yeah, I have all this. So I clearly just had a failure of equipment. I think what I did was I came down too fast when I first left midway, and I think I messed something up. You could hear it was making that noise, and I'm not sure what it was, but whatever, something probably fell off the plane. That's awesome. Let's see. Let's main menu this, because if I go back, there's no point. I don't want to restart. Let's find a daytime spot and see if there's a cool daytime spot. Keeping the plane. And go this way. Dang, is it dark everywhere? Let's see, what do we have here? At Tokyo, we could do Tokyo. Let's see. How about... Let's try... How big is that? That's tiny. Something... Here we go. Well, here we go. This looks pretty cool. Let's try that. Australia, here we come. And this will be daytime, so I'll be able to see a little bit better. And again, go through another almost cold start. Kind of see what's going on. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. And we'll do... So, security on. Check. Battery switch off. And I have that over here, and that is, in fact, off. And ground power needs to be on. Check the fuel gauges. And again, you just have to... That's the left main, right main, and then the auxiliary tanks are empty right now, so we're good on that. I already know that the heat is off, and the parking brake is keyed to a switch. They are on. Fuel selectors. Again, you have to move the supercharger lever. Left and right tank. And you can set this to like left auxiliary, right auxiliary, left main, right main. I just have one to the left, the right one to the right. It's just easy to remember. And propeller control. So again, we're already in the perfect view. Make sure all these guys are where they're supposed to be, but the throttle comes back and just slightly cracked. So here we go. And I already know again that the pitot heaters are off. So booster fuel pumps. So here we go. So that's on the right. Master ignition is on. I have that keyed. And I think I just... So I accidentally went all the way to start on the alpha, and it actually started everything. So without priming it or anything, so that's not cool. One thing that's kind of neat, you can come over here and it's got a cold dark start, so you can just flip that. It will reset everything or most things, and this is a quick start, so if you just want to get in and get going, it does have that. Okay, but it does seem like it's on. Hopefully, so I didn't do this the same, so we'll see. Hopefully I don't do something bad. All right. So, I don't know the rules of this place, so I am just going to kind of do my thing. Those are the parking brakes. I'm just going to cut across this grass. I don't care. But I don't want to. I want to go over here. There we go. And I'm using ForeFlight as a map. It's telling me this is a taxiway. It just doesn't look very taxiway-ish to me, but oh, I guess it is. Crossing a runway, look to the left, look to the right. And I'm gonna go to, I'm heading towards runway 16. So I'll get down to this taxiway and then I'll hang a Louis and then kind of see what we can see from here. So this is daytime flying. And again, this is what I'm looking at for my gauges. This is the Baron 58 panel for Air Manager. And it works, I mean, all the big stuff is there. RPMs, fuel pressure, all that seems to work. I don't know if it's how accurate it is or whatever, but I can at least eyeball stuff. Certainly the HSI is fine, the attitude indicator, and the plane just went over my head. It's all right. Okay, now this thing is going to come off the ground ridiculously fast. Watch. Gear up. And I am heading south. I think south is still south when you're in Australia. I don't know. I don't know these things. Whoa, look at that. That's a bad day. That's a bad day for sure. That's the paint job I went with. It looks pretty nice. Yeah, this plane is just beautiful. This is just the wheels down. And I believe this is the civilian version of the AC-47 or the other way around. I interviewed a young man. We have one of these airplanes at a local air museum. And I've got it on my channel. You can check it out. It's pretty cool. The guy is really smart. Young man, I don't know how old he is. I think he says in the video, I don't remember. But anyway, he gave me a tour of a AC-47 or DC-3, whatever, that we had here, that we have here in Kansas. Gorgeous plane. And it flies. It's in great shape. So how long would it take to fly? Oh, that's too far. You know, again, kind of talking about Air Manager, it just makes it so much better. So this is a weird, to me, this seems like a weird view. This would be more of what I would normally do, maybe a little bit back, maybe a little bit up. Actually, that is what I would do. Let me save that. And so, save that again. It's just so hard to see all of that. Now, I got lucky that the Baron 58 basically covers a lot of this, and the rest of it, you know, I'm just kind of flying without looking at it. But what seems to be working is fuel flow, RPMs, manifold pressure left and right, RPMs left and right, fuel flow left and right, temp left and right, oil temp and oil pressure left and right. Airspeed indicator, compass, HSI seems to be working, attitude indicator. What doesn't seem to be working, it's reading that I have full fuel tanks and I do not. And let me see if the gear lock. The gear indicator is in the annunciator. It does not seem to be working. And it doesn't seem to be working on my Bravo either. But that may be because I took the bridge out of the community folder and I need to put that back. I was experimenting with some things, so. Go back to an outside view. Gorgeous plane. The way I have my keypad set up is 5 is my main view. It'll kind of, if you click it once, it'll go to here. Then you click it twice, it goes there. 4 is quick look to the left. And then 5 is supposed to be quick look to the right, but I forgot to program it. If I hit 2, that takes me outside. Quick look left, quick look right. And then 5 brings me back inside. So what I have also programmed is 7, 8, 9 are smart views. So I highly recommend having the smart cam wired into something, either a button on the yoke. It really makes it helpful. So if I hit 8, it looks at what it thinks I should be looking at, like something, an airport or some landmark. Now, if you're doing some type of circuit or pattern, closed traffic or whatever, it really makes it nice. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure it's got me looking back at the airport I just left. So if I hit, it's trying to look back, but it can't. Now, if I do that, though, I can cycle through different things that are important to look at. And right now, it's not really working because I'm flying in a different direction. But as you can see, as I'm looping around, like there's the airport or something, but it'll stay locked on that view. And so I have 8 activates the smart view, 7 and 9 toggle through whatever it thinks I need to be looking at. So it'll stay locked on that. So as I'm turning, you'll see, like I'm not adjusting the camera, it's doing that itself. And this is really good when you're doing like a pattern and you don't have like, you know, a head tracking or a virtual reality. It just makes it nice. And again, it's just kind of, and you can actually come up to, there's a menu up here and you can hit cam and you can see what the different things are to look at. Yeah, I don't know how much your update was. Mine was 21 gigs. It didn't take long at all. There was a bunch. The only problem that I saw today was that it kept saying I was offline, and I just think everybody was on at the same time, and that part of the network seemed to have some congestion. But the download part, not a hiccup at all. It downloaded super quick. You're gonna love it. You're definitely gonna love it. I think I may head over to London. I like you, Australia. You're all right. But I live in Kansas, and I have flat for as far as the eye can see, right in my back door. So let's try some London. And I'm just going to stay in the same plane. I'm loving this, going through the startup and all that. Like I said, this is my first big plane to fly. I have flown like a Boeing, you know, but literally just took it up and then escaped out. I can't land those things. I literally probably have spent a total, in the years I've been doing this, I've probably spent a total of like 5 minutes in a big plane. So this is the biggest plane I've spent any amount of time in. All right, let's try this. Let me back out. It may be dark again, but that's all right. There you are, Heathrow. Okay, something easy to get to. I'm gonna park right here. So again, for those of you that are here now, I am still excited about the helicopter thing. I've got some helicopter-specific controls. I've been flying the Bell 47G in the high-performance group, the 145. And I've been doing pretty well. I know that's fly-by-wire kind of thing, but the 47G was actually difficult to fly when it first came out, and I started out on the easy and worked my way up, and I was doing fine. And then today I tried to fly the 407 and then that other training helicopter. And I mean, I haven't been able to stay up in the air more than 5-10 seconds and I crash. And it's weird because I just up and I don't know what that's about. All right. See, look at all these modern shiny planes. I'm in this beat raggedy ass DC-3. Okay. Here we go. Let's see if I can do this without cheating this time. I accidentally started both engines with the start and all thing. I'm not going to do that this time. So, okay, here we go. I don't need that down. Aircraft security, I would love to know what this is. Oh, I'm in Lawrence. I've been to Leavenworth a few times, but I'm in Lawrence. We're on the edge of the flatness. We actually I just did a vacation to Council Grove and the Flint Hills, and all that was beautiful. All right, let's see. Set security. And that's this guy here. I need to look that up to see what it does. Battery switch is off, and it is off. I have that. And then ground power on. And that's over here. And let me turn my light back on. And what I like to do now is turn on some of these lights over here. So hold up. There we go. So we have some lights on. I already know that the pitot heat is off. Parking brake is set. Fuel selectors. Actually, fuel gauges. I'm not going in order here. So left main is good. Right main is good. The other two tanks I already know to be empty. And so let's see. Fuel selectors here. So bring the supercharger handle up. Left main. Right main. Bring the supercharger handle back. And again, I'm right here. So bring the mixture up. The prop control up. And throttle should be just a little bit open. And now we should be good to go to try to start. So we'll start with the fuel booster pumps. That's this guy here. We do the right side first. So right. Master ignition. I have that bound to a key. Magneto. Right, left, both. And now starter for the right. And that is going to be down, down, mesh is down, right primer's up. And you can hear that starting. And it's responding to the throttle, and I can come out and take a look at it. And you can see it going. So back inside and do the same thing again, but for the other side. So now I'm going to go left fuel switch. And left prime. There's the second engine. It is going. Okay. And then you come over here and it's telling you to check your hydraulic pressure, but you can turn the fuel boost pumps off. And so I will turn that off, and that off. And now we are basically good to go. I'm looking at over here at Air Manager, and I don't know if you can see the mouse, but here is behind, as I sink down, the 2 gauges that are right behind this guy. Let's see here. That would be the side cam. Let's see, front cam. Anyway. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. So, yeah, that would be, I can see that. I don't have to go to the gauge. So, back to this guy. So I am done. I'm not going to go through the magneto checks again and all that. So, for flight, where are we? Dang, that's a lot. All right, so I'm going to try to go 09 Romeo. Release the brake. Make sure. I need to add a for my flaps. The flap indicator is over here, and I don't need this light here. Honestly, don't need that light right now. Parking brake off. And I can't tell. There we go. So a little bit to the right. You can see those green lights. I'm trying to use the. Oop, I'm sure I just ran over something. That's going to cause some damage. Do this view like this. And see how it goes. I get to Missouri quite a bit. Well, let's see. Oh, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Try to stay on the dang runway. I am sure I'm not on the setting also. Let me hit some of these lights. Here we go. I don't have any flaps in. I think I usually do a quarter. I've never even looked at the POH for this plane. I mean, once that rear wheel comes off the ground, this thing is airborne within feet. And that can't be right. I'm looking at ForeFlight, and this looks like some seriously complicated airspace. And I mean, it is just blue lines everywhere. So all you guys that are over here flying VATSIM out of Heathrow, hats off to you. That is for sure. Hats off to you. Now, one thing I was doing that I just realized, I was not keeping the RPMs in the green. So that's not good. Maybe that's why I had that failure over Chicago, which was going to end very poorly. And the RPM gauges that are with Air Manager, of course, they are not, they're the green and all that are not keyed. And I don't think that changes from plane to plane. I mean, I guess I could look to see, load up a Baron or something and see if it changes, but I don't think that it does. Over the city. I definitely don't, because of not being familiar with this sight picture, I don't have a good feel for am I level or not. Here we go. If I wanted to add that pedestal light back, I could do that. That's a sharp looking cockpit. They did a really good job with this thing. Again, I haven't used all the, like I have no idea what, I just briefly supercharged the engine. What did I just do? I have no idea. I know what forced induction is, but I don't know how it affects this plane. Let's see if I can erase it there. I like that. Let's try that. EGNX, what is that? East Midlands. Basically behind me. What I'm doing is trying to lock on with that smart cam. Not there yet. If the place is behind you, won't do it. And if you're flying over something, it may lock onto something that's under you. Let me try and see. Yeah, like in that case, something was behind me. Okay, so I am now... This runway is basically, I'm hitting it at a 45-degree angle for runway 27. So I'm going to kind of... I do want to lose some altitude. You can see again, I'm not staying in the green. I'm sure that's not good. I'm also not doing a good job of level flight. Too far away. Let's do that. New plan. I am really close to this one, so I'm gonna have to kind of hook around so I can get a better angle on this. And I also need to lose some altitude, so let's see how this goes. I need to trim this out. The trim on this is really, really slow, at least in terms of how it reacts to my controller. I'm fighting. There we go. That's better. Turn that off for a bit. Makes it a little bit easier to see. Matting flaps as I'm doing this. That seems to work with the Bravo. I'm just trying to get a better angle on this approach. See if I can see it. It's a little bit to the right. Now I can start kind of making for a right base. I feel like I should be able to see it, and I don't. I have ForeFlight set up to where it's got extended runway lines, and so I just kind of aim for that. This is some very crowded, complicated looking airspace as I'm looking at ForeFlight. About 2000 AGL, saying about 8 minutes out, but I still don't see it. There I go again. I think I stalled. I did. So the first time though, that was not a stall. Be careful. Maybe you guys can see this, but I don't see it. Unless that's it. No, that's not it. Should be at about 2 o'clock. I'm just going to head right towards it. What is this airport called? It says it's closed. Luton? Can I get a ruling on that? We'll see. Maybe flying to a non-airport airport. to some place and it's not going to be a place. Try to get low before I get right on it. Flying at night in real life is actually, I love it and I'm terrified of it. As already has been mentioned, I live in Kansas and you can just go and not see any light at all. It's just complete 100% darkness. And they say if you lose your engine at night, you land in a dark spot. Well, it's all dark spot. That doesn't mean it's safe. Basically doing this by instrument. I'm using the fourth light over here on my left. Right there. It says closed by NOTAM. So I don't know if that would mean that Microsoft wouldn't have it, but I'm about to find out. Is that it? About 6,000 or 7,000 feet. And low according to the lights. So what you want to do is just kind of fly straight until you intercept. There's one, there's two. So now I want to follow this glide path down. Oh, now I'm too high. Back to two. Looking good. Center line. High again, way high again. Did it. Alright, I'm actually going to do the right taxi kind of thing. That's one of the best things about having ForeFlight or Navigraph, is having those airport diagrams. Follow the green line. I'm going to take it all the way back. What a just amazing piece of software. I mean, it's just amazing. This is as stable as it gets. I know people have crashes, and I'm not saying I've never had a crash, but given all the complexities of what has to happen here, it's just amazing that this stuff works at all. I'm going to go past this taxiway here, and then I'm going to turn into this lot. And not alone. Set the parking brake and kill everything, and there we go, the DC-3. So I'm gonna call it a night. This has been a lot of fun for me. I've definitely learned a lot today with this particular plane and going through the checklist. That is the first time I've done a checklist, so this is making me want to try bigger airplanes, and then flying in this complicated airspace around London makes me want to. I've flown on that sim a few times. Just make me want to maybe try it again. If I do, I'll certainly stream it, or maybe not. It won't be good. Anyway, thanks for sticking around. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you later.